I was blessed, to make smart investments,
Yeah.
outside the ring, just in the real estate world and a lot of other places that I was able to put my family in a position that, I took the long road so they could take the short road.
We're gonna stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
I gave the sport of boxing my whole life. I dedicated my whole life to the sport of boxing. And all I ever wanted to do was put my family, my mother, my father, in a comfortable position. My dad is a millionaire.
Floyd Mayweather clapped back after Stephen A Smith suggested that the former champ might be facing financial issues.
People are going to always judge you. No matter if you're doing good, if you're doing bad, you're going to always be judged. So it's best that you be judged in doing what you want to do, because you can't please everybody. You cannot please everybody. So if you can't please everybody, try to entertain everybody if it's possible.
In a recent response filled with confidence and defiance, Mayweather dismissed the criticism, saying, "People will always judge whether you're winning or losing." He emphasized that no matter what you do, the world will always have something to say.
My lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
So if you're going to be judged, you might as well be judged while doing what makes you happy, Floyd explained. He insisted that he doesn't need to please everyone, but if he can entertain them, he will. This message reinforced his long-standing brand, living life on his terms, haters or not. His calm yet assertive response reflected the mindset that's made him both a boxing legend and a master promoter. Never shy of the spotlight.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor. Not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
Mayweather made it clear that no matter the noise he's focused on doing what he loves his way, Floyd Mayweather opened up about the reasoning behind his flashy lifestyle, saying it's not just for show, it's about inspiration. According to him, the cars, jets, and stacks of cash aren't just symbols of wealth, but reminders that success is possible for anyone. He stated clearly that his intention is to motivate people to show that if he could reach this level coming from nothing, others can too. He wants people to look at his journey and believe that hard work, discipline, and persistence can change their lives.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
One of the standout points he made was about his real estate portfolio. He proudly shared that he owns 62 apartment buildings and emphasized that he has no partners in any of them. These properties are fully his, reflecting years of strategic planning and financial management. For Mayweather, it's not just about boxing, it's about building an empire that lasts beyond the ring. This, he says, was a dream he worked toward quietly and diligently.
Already in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of 800 million.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what?
He wants people to understand that behind the flash is real business, real assets and real ownership, meant to encourage others to dream big and work even harder. Stephen A. Smith has been outspoken in criticizing Floyd Mayweather's post-retirement decisions, particularly his return to the ring against YouTuber-turned-boxer Logan Paul. Mayweather's fight with Paul in 2021 was seen by many, including Stephen A., as a move motivated more by financial gain than a desire to prove his legacy.
It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to. What they're paying attention to instead is the $1 billion plus Mayweather has earned in his career. How box office he made himself. How he's been his own boss, answerable to no commissioner, no owner, no GMs, and barely even the fans for the last decade in achieving unprecedented wealth, fame, and control of his own name, his own brand. And how despite strenuous efforts by so many to bring him down, they simply weren't able to do it. You want to see an athlete drool? The idolized displaying deference and respect? Why?
Mayweather, who had once reigned supreme in the sport of boxing, was criticized for stepping into the ring with a novice like Paul, whose boxing experience was minimal. Compared to that of a seasoned champion Stephen A. that the fight lacked competitive value, pointing out that it was less about the sport and more about generating money. He expressed disappointment in seeing Mayweather, a fighter who once dominated the sport, engage in a spectacle rather than a legitimate contest. To Stephen A., it seemed like Mayweather was prioritizing his financial empire over his reputation as one of the sport's greatest.
I thought Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did he really think Pedraza was going to beat you?
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation, so he just threw me out there.
Why do you think he did that?
He was hurt. He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Why the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? Gonna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
You was next in line, just so you're next in line.
Is there like a
The last question, guys, that right
is
there.
there like a love-hate or like
Yeah.
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad.
Oh, you're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that, and it just I don't know.
This move, according to Stephen A., undermined Mayweather's legendary status and shifted the focus from his unparalleled skills to a more commercialized, money-driven approach to boxing. Ultimately, it was a fight that in Stephen's eyes diminished the honor and respect Mayweather had once commanded moreover. Stephen A. Smith has consistently voiced his concerns about Floyd Mayweather's post-retirement exhibition matches, particularly his choices of opponents. While Smith did recognize that the fight with Conor McGregor in 2017 was reasonable, given McGregor's background in combat sports, he was vocal about his dissatisfaction with the direction Mayweather took afterward. Stephen A. saw a disturbing trend of Floyd seeking fights with opponents who were clearly not on his level, like Logan Paul, as a way to collect easy paydays.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory, 1.8 million right here. the $20 bills section. We like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world. I got this bag from Karl Lagerfeld. R.I.P. May he rest in peace. Money getting like myself, always showing out, always talking. Like 1.8 million, you know how it is. Check it out. Let them know it's all hundreds. Money made all day.
This to Smith undermined everything Mayweather had achieved throughout his career. For Stephen, boxing was always about legacy, about proving yourself against the best in the world. However, Mayweather's exhibition matches began to look less like competitive challenges and more like cash grabs. Mayweather, once celebrated for his undefeated record and skill, appeared more concerned with making money than solidifying his place among the all-time greats. Stephen A has